to better than all humans on all cognitive tasks. And the speed of this is just insane.
3 dads running 3 YouTube channels, working to wake up the world to AI risk. Tackle 1 missed warning shot each week. If it's Sunday, it's warning shots.
Hey, I'm John Sherman, host of For Humanity and AI Risk podcast. I need you right now to become a subscriber to the AI Risk Network. Go in, hit subscribe, hit alarm, do it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Warning Shots. I am John Sherman, your host, with the cold that I've had all week, but nothing will stop us here. No amount of nasally sounding will stop us from this broadcast. I'm joined, as always, by my friend Michael of the Lethal Intelligence channel, my friend Liron of the Doom Debates YouTube channel, and we come together once a week to talk about the big headlines in AI risk. Big one this week we'll start off with is the senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders, coming out with a video calling for a moratorium on data center construction. And that is something that is near and dear to my heart, something that I'm going to be focusing on a lot in 2026 is these data centers. You know, I think in the grand scheme of things, when I think about what is AI safety's biggest goal overall, I think really one of the biggest goals is delay, just creating delay in the system so there's more time for research, more time for progress in safety research. And to me, cutting off the construction of data centers would go a long way in that direction. But there may be some disagreement in this group on this, which I'm kind of excited for. There's definitely been a lot of disagreement in the AI safety community about this. So, Liron, I bet you're a little bit different than I am on this. Where are you at on data center moratorium?
The problem is just that it's not coherently reasoned. So if you look at what he said when I saw his post on Twitter of him speaking, I think his words were that he needs democracy to catch up to how quickly AI is moving. And that's kind of a vague statement. I do think that it's true, but it's so vague. So it's natural to ask him, okay, what do you mean by that, Bernie? And when he unpacks it, he has mentioned existential risk, which I really appreciate it. But I think in his most recent statement, he's just talking about unemployment. I think that's his biggest focus. He's like, look, these billionaires have a plan to eliminate your jobs and have all the equity, which is pretty true. I mean, don't get me wrong. Although I will add the caveat of like, okay, the billionaires want to make themselves rich, but anybody can buy stock in their companies. It's pretty easy, especially Google. So everybody can get a little piece of the pie. So I would first add that caveat. Okay. But anyway, that's not even my main point here. Okay. The main point is that when Bernie's saying, let's stop the data centers, he's not making the strongest argument, which is that it's about to take over from humanity. We seem to be a few years away from like this runaway intelligence explosion. And Bernie didn't mention that in his latest video saying what his plan is. And so he puts me in an awkward situation where it's like, do I want to stop data centers? Yes, because I want an international treaty to be very careful about building the next data center so that we don't all get killed. But Bernie's like, they're going to take your jobs, which is somewhat true, but it's just not, if you only listen to his justifications, I don't think he makes a powerful enough justification. So it puts me in an awkward position supporting him, but for reasons other than what he's saying.
And just real, Michael, I'm going to get to you in 1 second. Does it matter the sort of point of agreement, or can just agreement be enough?
Yeah, I mean, something, right?
Right. I mean, it's like, you know, Michael, what do you think? Like, where are you at on this?
I mean, I think it's important to point out that he's not talking about all the data centers. I mean, I need to give some perspective of what we're talking about here. So currently, I mean, the latest frontier AI is running on around 1 gigawatt of power. And now with Stargate plans, in next year it's going to be 3 to 5 gigawatts. 27 is going to be 4 to 6. And the push is to go to roughly 50 gigawatts, in 5 years. But what does this mean? What does gigawatt? This is like Belgium's national consumption. If you don't know Belgium, think about, California, the whole California during summertime, or even think Texas, Florida, and New York combined. And then if you might say, okay, this is crazy. I mean, this amount of power, it's unreal, right? But the most PhD level benchmarks were trained on roughly 1 to 1.5 gigawatts. Okay. And now we're going to 50 gigawatts, right? So it's like 30 or 50 more energy. It's scaling upwards. So raw intelligence could jump from better than humans on most tasks to better than all humans on all cognitive tasks. I mean, think instant PhD in every field at once, real-time invention of new physics or biology. So the models will stop being narrow tools and start looking like general reasoning engines that can pursue long-term goals with little human input. The agentic risk this window opens is like a system with so much capability. If misaligned even a little, it has way more room to find creative ways around safeguards. So we go from we can actually still audit the model's thoughts to literally we cannot read or interpret anything they're thinking about. It's just like 50 times more impressive than today. And the speed of this is just insane, right? It's absurd. In short, 1.5 gigawatts got us to the doorstep of AGI, and 50 gigawatts is the point where a lot of serious people think we either cross the threshold into superintelligence or we get something that can fake it so well that the difference doesn't matter anymore. And that's the core reason where safety folks, I think Bernie Sanders has a point there that we need to pull the brakes immediately with this.
And let me throw this out there, Liron. Let me see if this moves you at all. What if the goal of the data center moratorium has nothing to do with data centers and everything to do with eroding the investors' confidence that they're going to get paid back the money they're expecting in the amount and time they're expecting?